The Wanted, Chasing the Sun on the Pride of Toronto, 1039 Proud FM on this Mind and Body Monday. Our fitness fairy, Miss Julie Lieff, in studio. Hi, gorgeous. 1 week away and you're getting married.
I know, I'm so excited. Married in 1 week. And I have to tell you something. I just got the flowers today, 6 days out. That's risky. Don't
business.
do that. Brides out there, don't do that. Grooms out there, don't do that either. I went to Ladybug Florist right in the village, in the heart of the village. The best. They made me calm. They made me cool. They made me collected. I was kind of freaking out. And they have eco flowers there. They have actual flowers that aren't like made out of, they're blue, but they're not from like baby blue whale skins or I don't know, something like that. They're nice. They're good there.
Healthy flowers.
Healthy flowers.
Love that.
Eco-friendly.
Coconuts.
Yeah, we're talking about coconuts. We talked about coconut water.
And like coconut water is like my favorite thing in the planet. But you gotta be careful with coconuts, right? Because I see there's a lot of fat in coconuts.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like in the 80s and 90s and before now, not that I remember that, they used to talk about coconuts being bad for you and coconut meats being bad for you and because it was high in saturated fat. The thing is that it is high in saturated fat. But what they've found out more recently is that saturated fat really isn't that bad for you. It's the inflammation associated with the hydrogenation of the saturated fat. So now that's a lot of Asians and it's very confusing.
We're a little lost.
So basically, coconut in its raw form, whether it's virgin coconut oil or just organic raw coconut oil, is fine for you. The difference between coconut oil or the saturated fat in coconut oil and the saturated fat in, say, beef is that beef is an animal source and it contains something called long-chain triglycerides. So it's a fatty acid that's really hard for us to use, so it usually winds up in our fat cells and on our butts. Whereas the saturated fat in coconut is medium chain triglycerides, shorter, easier to digest, and more readily available to use as energy and for other processes.
We are talking coconuts today on the Chalut Show. Is coconut milk good for you? We'll find out when we get back. The Grassroots, sooner or later on the Pride of Toronto on Mind and Body Monday. I've got Miss Julie Lieff, our fitness fairy from Fit Organics. Check her out online, www.fitorganics.com. Jules, we're talking about coconuts and the myths and everything about coconuts. Now, I'm obsessed with coconut water, but the coconut is broken up into coconut milk.
Yes.
And coconut oil.
Yes.
So we've touched on the coconut oil, but now what about coconut milk, like in Thai food and stuff like that?
Right. Okay. So you're absolutely right. There's coconut water, which is a high potassium, very low sugar juice that's from the inside of a green or very young coconut. As the coconut ages, the water sort of dries out or sort of moves more into the meat of the coconut. And then to get the coconut milk, they actually it's actually sort of extracted from the pulp from the inside of the plant. Now, if that's how it stayed, it wouldn't be that unhealthy for us, just like the coconut oil itself. The coconut oil, if it stays the way it's found, like most food, right, it's not processed and then it's okay for us. The problem with coconut milk that you were asking me before we started this segment is that it's usually processed and then homogenized and then canned. And a lot of the cans, in fact, if not all, most of them are from other parts of the world. We don't ship it here in a wooden barrel and then can it here. So a lot of the cans that the stuff is shipped in comes with something called BPAs. And BPAs are very harmful, not yet outlawed treatment that they use for the inside of cans. So if coconut milk is from a raw natural coconut, it is not unhealthy. Once it gets pasteurized and homogenized and canned, then it becomes unhealthy. And the same with coconut oil. If you get extra virgin coconut oil or if you get organic coconut oil, whether it's extra virgin or not, as long as it's raw, it's healthy. And even to use it in baking is still safe. It's once they hydrogenate it. That's when it becomes an issue. Hydrogenation is a process that basically changes a lot of those good plant-based saturated fats into crazy trans fats. And we just don't really know what they do to our body yet.
So now this whole coconut movement,
yeah,
which
it's like a
huge,
craze.
Crazy.
Totally.
Crazy. Now, are you for it or are you against it?
I'm for it so long as it's raw. I think you could probably get away with eating almost anything and almost everything so long as you ate it in the most natural form you could find it. It shouldn't come out of a box or, have a crinkly package or many layers of packaging. You should really try and eat it as naturally as you can get it, for sure. But I'm all for the coconuts.
All for the coconut
Coconut
movement.
power.
Next time you're on the show, you'll be married.
I know, that's so
crazy.
funny.
Oh my gosh.
That'll be 2 weeks from today.
That's right.
I think we're either going to talk about stress or we're going to talk about.
I say we talk about your wedding.
Oh, okay. Then we can talk all about the wedding.
That's it.
I'm all business. What am I doing?
Julie Lieff, Fit Organics. How do they check you out online?
You guys can check me out on my Twitter handle at Fit Organics with an X. And you can also check us out on Facebook and the site, like you said, fitorganics with an X.com.
That's our Fitness Fairy. Over and out.